Guys, I am going to do the reading on the post that I did on Facebook. So this is for the 3 cards piles. And so you will have chosen pile 1, 2, or 3. And so we'll go ahead and we'll get started on those. And then what I'll do is put the link below for people who have not chosen a card. They can just choose 1, 2, or 3. But for now, I'll just go ahead and start on the piles I have, okay? So the first deck, the one that had the butterfly and the poppies was actually this deck here. And this is the Goddess Dream Oracle. Okay, this is just the book. I don't have the box right next to me at the moment. So I put it back on the shelf. So I'm just going to pull out and do the cards that I got for this pile. So here we go. So the first card for this one is Dance. And that is a beautiful card there. This one feels a lot like freedom, letting your body move, getting up movement with, not only by yourself, but with other people as well. It's like, I feel like this movement is really important, getting those arms up in the air and moving them around, opening up your heart area, your lungs, getting that all moving. Yeah. It's about movement to connect to your energy body so that you're getting that flow going between the physical and your energy bodies. Okay, so that's what that is. And you can see the subtle bodies, all those movement is what it's all about. So that's going to help activate everything and get things moving in the right alignment. Okay. And then the next little deck is the Feather Oracle. This is Divine Feather Oracle. Okay, and this is actually part of the first pile. So these are all part of the first pile, but I used 5 decks for each. Okay, so this is Grouse. And this is Embrace the Power of Dance and Movement to access your higher guidance. So again, this is exactly what it is. It's talking about that movement, allowing your body to move in ways that you don't normally, especially if you sit at a desk all day and you've got your typing and things. This is about moving yourself in different ways and allowing not only for exercises to move yourself around, but what it is you're pulling forward from previous times movements that will be something that will trigger your spiritual awakening. So make sure that you're moving, okay? That's really exciting. It seems to be, and we'll find this as we go through these, but what I'm seeing, especially with the readings the last few days, have been so many of us right now are being awakened to the abilities, the talents, all the things that we've carried down through our ancestral lines. It's not just about the damage. It's also about what talents are there. What have we earned as far as our own past life information? There's just so much happening right now. Seek the lesson. This is really paramount right now. Everything and anything that comes across your path, you need to find the lesson within that. See that you are finding the gift that's hidden within any challenge that is presented to you, because there's always something there that is going to help you to unlock any hidden triggers or hidden pockets of energy that need to be released. Because when you find, like, if you look really closely, there's that gem right there in the forehead. When you find that hidden gem underneath all that rubble, that's when you open up your psychic ability. So again, that's what this pile seems to be about. I will not remain stuck. I choose change. Yeah, this is definitely, movement is about change. It's about, going from one state into another state. And that's exactly what we do when we're ascending with our bodies. We're moving from physical density into aligning with our higher dimensional selves, and not only our higher dimensional selves, but also that of everyone else. And so if you're staying where you are and you're not trying anything new, you're not going to be able to adapt and move forward. And it's going to be really uncomfortable for you the more that the energy is rising on the planet, because you're going to be out of alignment. And so there, we see all these things that are happening that are negative, but we don't realize is that there's just as many of those negative things that are happening as positive things, so the positive out, they balance each other out, dark and light, positive and negative, all those types of things are meant to push us forward in our spiritual evolution. And so when you have all of the focus always with most things is on the negative, but there's a lot of positive things happening, which is raising that vibration, raising the frequency of the planet. And so because that's happening, a lot of people are feeling out of alignment, and it's because they need to do the work. You got to go deep in, you got to find all those little hidden gems, you've got to bring those forward so that you're using them to awaken your own gifts. Okay. And you've also got the wheel. And this one is a really cool wheel card. So this would be like the Wheel of Fortune in other decks. This one is, there's a cycle and a season for everything. You've got to realize that we all go through these cycles. Every person on the planet has had pain, sorrow, loss, struggle, love, joy, happiness. If you only focus on the darker cycles, the negative cycles, as something bad, and you don't look at the gifts that those offer you, the gifts that they offer you will be, what is it that you're feeling? Because if you take that and you flip it to the opposite side, you'll see what strength that has given you. And so it's about making peace with your past, but also finding those little hidden things and knowing that everything that you have been through is part of a cycle. It goes around and around. It's not something that's going to stay. You're not going to stay in that state. So, all of these, every single one of these is about movement. It's about moving out of being stuck in one place and moving to another place. It's about getting to know what your hidden gifts are, and expressing yourself in the world in new ways. It's about learning how to communicate differently, learning how to see the good in people, see the good in situations, acknowledging that, yes, there is darkness in the world, but it doesn't have to be in your face all the time. That's not where you need to keep your focus. There are people who will be doing that at the front line. It's not about putting your head in the sand. It's about, bringing your vibration up into a frequency where you are unshakable. And once you get to that stage where you're unshakable, then you can dive into those other areas and be able to help in that way. But until you have your own self in a balance and staying in that balance at that frequency, and things around you aren't bothering you anymore, all of a sudden you'll be able to have the power to be able to help with other things like that. Okay. So this is a really good pile for pile number 1. So I'll tell you more about all the decks at the end, but there are 6 decks here. And now this is pile number 1. And so pile number 1 again was this deck. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull a few more cards for that deck, just to see, because I want to kind of see what the focus for you should be over the next week. Okay. You can't make this shit up, eh? Transformation. You're totally going through it. Be open to change is exactly what it says on the bottom. Again, don't be stubborn. One of the things that I always say to myself over and over, and I make sure I ask myself this at least once a week, am I teachable? What can I learn this week? I will constantly be learning my whole life, because that's part of, becoming who you are, is learning what you love. It's about learning and recognizing what are the things that bring you joy. You can't find those things out if you aren't willing to change, or willing to fail, or willing to fall on your face, willing to be betrayed, willing to have to start anew. It's all part of that. So yeah, so that is pretty freaking cool. And I'm just going to do one more from this deck. Okay. All right, what does this one have to say? Oh, connect with nature. That's a great way to remember You know, each of these things are on different frequencies. Music is on its own frequency. The sound of the bird's wings are on their own frequency. This is its own frequency, hearing and seeing, animal spirit, the wind coming through the trees, the stars even have noise. You know, everything in the universe has its own tone and vibration, and that includes you. And so what you're being asked to do is to realign yourself with what your own personal tone is and sing that out into the universe so that you can bring into you what it is that you're needing. Okay. So we'll stop there because I think that's a pretty good message. So that was pile number 1. Okay. So now we're going to go to pile number 2. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. I just had to take a drink real quick. So let's see here. And it's coffee. Haha. Okay, so what we've got here is the secrets. This is Secrets of the Mystic Grove, and this would be the feather one that we chose. So we're going to pull some extra cards from that after we go through the ones that we've already done. Okay, so the first overall message. This is great. Okay, so this is about letting go. It's release. There's something you're hanging on to that you need to let go of so you can heal. And it's really interesting because I was just seeing something the other day about this woman who, when she was a child, had to move and she wouldn't leave her goose behind, and she loved it so much that she actually squeezed the life right out of it. And I was just like, that's a weird thing to come across, but now it makes sense. So, you know, let go. You need to allow somebody to be who they are. If you hang on too tightly, you're gonna smother them. Okay. You have to have trust in them. You have to allow them to fall on their face if that's what they're going to do, and be there to help them. But you also have to hold your boundaries. Okay. And that's what this is about. Release the grip. You don't have to release the person, but release your grip on that person so that they can fall into what they're meant to be doing. And sometimes what happens, and it feels like that is with this person, the person that you're holding on to still has things from their childhood, from when they were trying to become their own person. And the more that you try to control them, the less that you're going to be able to communicate with them, because they still have damage there that needs to be worked on, and it needs to be worked on through trust. And so when you start putting that feeling of trust and knowing that they will do the right thing, then you're allowing them to see that you believe in them. And if you do that and you believe in them, what's going to happen is that they will take the reins and they will start moving in that direction on their own without you having to steer them. So I know it's hard to do. Okay. And it's, especially when you love them, it really is hard to do. But you know what? If you don't do it, they're going to pull away anyway, and then you're going to lose them. Okay. So that's what this one is telling me. Okay. So let's see what else we've got. Okay. Oh, you've got the canary. So this is saying step forward. What does that say? Step forward now and sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. Okay. What this is telling me, or what I'm getting from this, and you know, some of these cards may not ring for everybody, but what this card is telling me, and this person will know this, what this card is telling me is that if you're so busy worrying about what someone else is doing, you're not giving yourself the time or attention that you need. You need to make yourself where you need to be, and not allow somebody else to be the excuse or the reason that you're not doing what you need to do. Okay. Yeah, I won't tell you what you want to hear. Sorry. Not sorry at all. Okay. So this is the next card that we've got. Pile 2. These are all still pile 2. This one is calm in the storm. And this one is key. You need to realize that no matter what is going on in the world, whatever's happening all around you in the world, it can only affect you if you start to pull it into you. Okay. And I mean, obviously it's going to affect us. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the effect that you have within your energy field, within your body, within your mind, within your thinking. That's all stuff that you can control. You can't control what's going on in the world. It's just not going to happen. The systems are all breaking down, and as they do, there will be new people will come in with new ideas, and that will change things. But in the meantime, you just live your life the best you can and be the best person that you can be. Okay. And so this is about when you start to feel that fear creeping up and you start to feel like you're going to lose control, or like you're completely out of balance, you need to just in that moment sit down, listen to what your body is telling you, disconnect from people who upset you, disconnect from any type of media, any type of social media, any type of input that is coming into you, and just be in silence. And again, like the other card said, go into nature. You know, you need to remember that although all of those things are around you, they don't have to be inside of you. And so don't allow that to get inside of you. Try and keep your boundaries strong and firm so that you don't have that that wavering, which allows that stuff to come in. Okay. Well, yeah, that says it there, doesn't it? I seek balance and grounding. Staying in balance is really important. And here's the back of that card too, because it's really beautiful. Staying in balance is really important right now. Okay, guys. The stuff that is happening in the world, there's so much happening. So many things are being revealed. People that had no idea about a lot of the stuff that's been happening in the world are being completely blindsided. Okay, so we need us who are aware of these types of things, we need us to be okay in ourselves so that we are there for those people that don't know what's going on and they're really having a difficult time. There's just so much transition happening, not only with people passing over, not only with pets passing over, you know, animals are getting lost, they're not able to find their way home. There's, you know, changes within the earth, the atmosphere, seismic activity, volcanic activity. These are all things that are out of our control, but they are necessary within the evolution of this planet. You know, the more that that's spread out, the more that those energies are spread out throughout the world, and the higher you bring your vibration, that lessens the need for those events to be as large as they would be. So just try and, you know, try and keep your energy balanced, because that helps everything else around you from spiritual point of view, from pushing your energy outward. The more that you're in balance, the more that you can vibrate that frequency out into the planet. And as I said before, everything is a frequency. So if you are adding to that negativity, you're building on that, you're feeding it, it's going to grow. But if you're saying, I acknowledge that that's there, but I know I can feel another way, and that's what you feel, then you're building that. Okay. So try to do that. Okay. And what do we got here? We've got the Emperor. So again, this is about being in control, you know, and this isn't controlling, you know, that's not what this one's about. This one is about being in control of your domain. He is in control of his kingdom, which is what you need to be doing. All of us need to focus on our kingdom, which is our home, our family, our children. You know, that's our kingdom. And so we need to set ourselves sovereignly in our kingdom and allow other people to have their kingdoms the way that they want them to be. It really has no effect on you. So allow others to be who they are and pull yourself into your own kingdom and see what work you can do there. Okay, because there's always work that we can do at home. There's always something within us, within our family, that we can help to process. And even if it's not your immediate family, it may be your siblings or your parents, or, you know, family members who've passed over. There's always something to find and work through. Okay, so that's where you should be putting your energy, on that one. Okay. So now we'll pull a couple more cards for this pile, just for an overall of, you know, what's going on in the next week, where you should be putting your focus. Again, this is still pile number 2. Okay. All right. Now this is really cool. Togetherness, loyalty, fellowship, and bonding. And again, this is about your domain, you know, building your communities. The smaller that we have, these small communities that build and work with each other, starting to barter, starting to trade, starting to go back to the way we were, growing our own food, canning, pickling, all the things that, you know, a lot of us did when we were young, us people from the 60s and 70s. So, you know, those are things that are coming back, and, you know, sewing, crafting, all those types of things. We can make our own clothes. We can do all these things. This is about building that, and building communities, building those communities around what your gift is or what you can offer, and then bartering with the people within your community. That's another way that you can um, channel that energy into something productive and positive, without, you know, keeping yourself tied and hanging on so tightly to the past. Because I'll tell you what, things are changing. Nothing is going to be the way that it has been. It never will. It's all the new normal. Every freaking day, it's the new normal. Okay, so let go of all that other stuff, because it's not going to be there. Okay, we all have to find new ways of being within every system. It's not just, you know, political. It's not just religion. It's not just um, education. It's not just medical. It's everything. The monetary system. Everything is changing. We're in a constant state of flux right now. Okay. Oh, this is awesome. Unravel. Puzzle, conundrum, you know, solution. Do you remember the cat's cradle? I don't know if any of you played it. Me and my sisters used to play this when we were little. Um, this is, you know, this is exactly it. It's like, what I get from this is going back to that simpler time when we were kids, and we had all these questions about the world and about, you know, how things were and how they work. And, um, you know, we would start playing a game or something with each other, and all of a sudden we'd have these deep conversations. And then it's like, whoa, that was really weird. Where'd that come from? It's because your physical mind is busy on something like this: puzzles, games, coloring, any of that type of stuff, creating, crafting, all of that. It will make a difference in how you are able to process things. And when you do that, you know, working on a puzzle helps you on puzzle, you know, to solve puzzles that are going on within you, within your psyche. So, you know, a lot of this is about play, getting to know yourself, game night at home, you know, those types of things. So that's pile number 2. And I better get my button gear because we're going to run out of time. Okay. And the next one is, this was the tree pile. So this is 3, the tree. Okay. And this is Earth Magic. Stephen Farmer was this deck. So, alrighty, first card. Rainbow Blessings. This is so cool. Like, it's becoming to the point where things that I see throughout the day end up being within readings all the time now. It's so cool. It's just the coolest thing. You know, and that's exactly what that I saw earlier. It's about rainbows being blessings. You know, that's an acknowledgement from the universe that you are working some magic in that moment. Okay. And it doesn't matter what that magic is. It could be your own healing. It could be, you know, working with someone else. It could be all different types of things. But, you know, one thing that really stands out to me is that the rainbow community is growing, and it is the most beautiful thing. My heart just swells every time I look at so many of these kids that are so balanced in their masculine and feminine that they can choose to be whatever they want to be. And their capacity for love, caring, compassion, equality, you know, it far outweighs anything negative or detrimental or bigoted that is on the planet. That all that stuff is going away. You know, this is the new normal. You know, and I love it. It's so cool. You know, all of the creativity, the songwriting, the ability to do so many different things. You know, these kids are the rainbow. They are the full spectrum. They've got, you know, all of their sensory stuff is it's extra sensitive, but at the same time, because it's extra sensitive, so is their awareness of when someone's lying, when somebody's cheating, when somebody's, you know, trying to feed them a bunch of crap. And so that's where that change is coming from. It's coming behind us. We're here to knock down the way going forward, and they're coming behind us with that massive ball of light, that pure love that comes from them. I really hope that you can learn to understand and embrace the new generations of kids, because this is just how they're going to be. You know, we're becoming more androgynous as a species, and that's okay. It's okay, because when we start working with our energy bodies, it's not going to matter, is it? So that's something to think about. So that's a beautiful card. This is saying be open to change, be open to accepting everyone where they are, and realize the blessing within every single person that you come in contact with. Everyone has something to offer you. Okay. What else have we got here? We have the Blackbird. The magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. The more that you open your heart, the more that you open up to compassion, the more that you open up to understanding other people that you don't normally associate with, or don't normally have conversations with, that's where the beauty lies. That's when you really start to see people from your heart space. And once you start to do that, all of your magic, it's awakened. Okay. It's beautiful. All right. Be vigilant. Okay. This is about protecting your energy. You really have to be aware where you're putting your focus. If you're putting your focus on things that are negative, you will dim your own light. Okay, that's going to go dim. Sorry, I didn't mean to flip you off. That's going to go dimmer. So, you know, it's really important that you make sure that you're paying attention to that. That's really cool. It's a cool card. And it's really cool because when you look up close, it's actually a tree. So that tree that's the growth that's happening. You know, it's rooted. It's rooted in the earth, but it's still connected to the divine. See the golden light all around it? That's what we're doing. We're rooting ourselves into the earth, but we're connecting to our divine self as well, and pulling that into our body instead of trying to be out there, because that's not doing anybody any good. We need to come down here. And I know I lived a lot of my life that way. So let's see here. What have we got? Beauty raises my vibration. I seek it out for healing and joy. Again, finding the beauty in things, you know, this is so important. It really is. Finding the beauty in other people is what really rings for me on this one. This is about sitting back in yourself and allowing someone to have a conversation and noticing the beauty in them, the beauty in their eye color, the beauty in their smile, the beauty in the way they move, the beauty in their hair. You know, look at them, really look at someone, and find at least 5 things that you think are beautiful about that person when you're having a conversation. And it doesn't matter who the person is. It doesn't matter. They could be the biggest bigot on the planet, but if you still sit in that space of love with them, you awaken something in them. Okay. We have to stop meeting hate with hate. We've got to start meeting hate with love, and that's how things will change. Okay. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. This one is really cool too. This is about giving and sharing, and you know, and again, this is what I was just talking about. It's about connecting with someone on a different level. Every single person has that capacity within them, and some people just never had anybody see them in that way. You know, that's one of the things about Christ consciousness is you look at someone with the eyes of your soul, not with your mind, not with your past, not with your trauma or your, you know, baggage. That's not going to help. You have to look at them from their heart and in your heart. Every single person who's an asshole was either raised by an asshole, surrounded by assholes, or they just choose to be. But you know what? Still inside of them is that little child who was a beautiful child, and they're still there. That soul is still there. You can't tarnish the soul. Okay. Dream time creation. This is beautiful. I know a lot of you have probably noticed that our dreams lately have been a little bit chaotic. Start keeping a dream journal. I'm gonna make up a page of psychic language for you guys, a diary for you to use. You can print it out, whatever, and then I'll put that out for you guys on my website, or I'll put it out in the mailing list or whatever, or in the group. The members area on the website is probably the best way to do it, and on the Facebook page. So go there for those. Consciously creating is about noticing what your signs and symbols are and learning to work with them, how to call them in, how to interpret them. So everybody's guides right now are trying to communicate with them. They're all trying to find a way to be able to get the work done that needs to be done. Okay. We really are at that place. And then you've also got waterfall. You know, it sounds like there's a lot of work to do, but it actually isn't. It's just about being in joy. And it doesn't matter which pile you picked. That's the bottom line. Over the next week, stay in that space. Try not to be pulled into drama and hatred and anger, because that just feeds it. It's like feeding the beast. Okay. So that's what that one is. So, all right. I think I'm going to run out of time here, and I'm trying not to sneeze again. So, I will put below the decks I use because I'm running out of time. And I just wanted to real quickly, if I have some time here, guys, what is happening online? Like, we've got so many people out there who are buying fake decks. Okay. And I need to just show you something. This is a fake deck, and this is the real deck. Okay. This one you get for $10. This one you get probably, 30, 40, 50. I don't even know what it is, but it's worth it, because I'll tell you what, having made a deck that's not even this fancy, and not this much artwork, mine is just a learner's deck. I know how much work goes into these. And those artists, when someone buys a fake deck, this is going to somebody who's a criminal. This is going to somebody who is stealing someone else's ideas and making money off of it. You'll see, like, when you see these decks listed, like on some of the sites, you'll see it's sold like 15,000 copies. That money didn't go to this artist. Okay. This right here is your indicator. That is a fake deck. See this? That's got barcode, right? It's got the barcode. It's got the publisher. It's got the languages. Okay. This is really important. It is really, you can see the difference. The cards are different. There's no book in here. Okay. And if you click on this thing, there's not going to be a book there either. It's all a bunch of shit. So please, 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 please only buy from people who are reputable sales people, or from the publishers themselves, because we've got to do something to help support artists and creators, because we all love using their decks. But if we're not supporting them in that way, we're just feeding these criminal enterprises, and we've got to make sure that we stop doing that. Okay. So I just wanted to just give you a quick shout out to that. And that's it. So thank you guys. I really appreciate everything. And again, if you go to the Facebook page, and you put a comment on there, which pile you picked, and anything about that, or even here on this video, just let me know, and I will send you, if you ask for it, I can send you a code for a discount off of readings. So I'm doing $20 off for waged, or $30 off for unwaged for the end of throughout July. Okay. And I will see you next week with another one of these. Bye.